Hello, it's David again. So I thought today I'd talk about a lot of posts I see about toxic people in your lives and getting rid of them or avoiding them. So I suppose it's like with friendships. We have friends that sometimes we're almost reluctant to let go of because often I suppose we feel that we may not have any interaction with other people, and I've often said to people, when you let go of a friend, or not necessarily disassociate, but maybe not communicate with so regularly, or whatever, you then actually make room for someone else to come into your life, and especially if you go and seek new experiences in new places, or visit different venues, or attractions, or whatever, in your social life, you're bound then to come into contact with new people that would have things in common with you that perhaps your old friends didn't. And if you think about it, it's a huge ask for a long-term friendship for both people um, to sort of live their lives in parallel, so to speak, and have similar interest over a long period of time, because you know very few of us would like everything that we liked, say, for instance, 10 years ago. We would have new interests, we would have new priorities in our life, new things that would inspire us as we grow and evolve, and have new experiences. And for two people to do that so that they have very similar interests always, it's virtually impossible. And why would it be? Because we all have our own journey. We all want to go in the way that the direction that we get inspired to. So yeah, and we don't have to fall out with people if we don't associate with them as regularly or frequently as we used to. They can still remain friends, because it's nothing nicer than to meet an old friend and reminisce about some of the silly things that have happened, or experiences that we've had together. That's a lovely experience to cement those old bonds, but it doesn't mean that we have to constantly be in contact with friends, old friends, all the time. So, and it's the same with the toxic people. As we grow, we realize we have new awarenesses of what is healthy for us, what isn't. So, we become aware that this person maybe makes us feel very drained or very tired when we spend time with them, and that's because they're either dumping all of their emotional baggage onto us, and we just soak it up like a sponge just to support them. But it isn't always healthy for us to support people in such a way. As a therapist, it's always important to remain somewhat detached from the person you're working with, so that you don't take on board their emotional baggage. Something you let go of. And I often would smile to myself, because people would say to me, "Oh, but I had a session with you 3 years ago. Do you remember you told me X, Y, Z?" Of course, it's impossible for me, and why would I remember every session and conversation I had with people? And very often it's things that come to me intuitively. So, sometimes only 10 minutes later I've forgotten what I'd said, and that's not being disrespectful. That's just me not mulling over and taking on board other people's emotional stuff. So, we can. Some people say to me sometimes, "How do I let go of people that, I still feel somewhat obliged to keep in contact with?" I often say, have like an imaginary conversation with them, where you actually respectfully say, with dignity, that this relationship isn't working for me like it was, and I wish to detach things to some extent to this friendship, so that you've actually set an intention out to the universe and the cosmos that you are looking to move on and find new friendships, and not engage quite so frequently with some of your old friends. And that is a very healthy thing to do, because nothing stays constant. We're always evolving and moving forward, and like I say, it's a huge expectation to have that another person is going to evolve in exactly the same way that you are, because that wouldn't be healthy for anyone. And so yeah, just I suppose elaborating a bit more on my feelings and thoughts on the situation about toxic friends or old friendships and relationships. Sometimes a friendship is built mostly on what a person can. I've seen posts saying that you soon lose a friend when you're no longer useful in their life, and that is true. It sounds quite harsh, but it is very often what happens. Especially if you're quite a strong person yourself, you very often will support all kinds of people and many people. And the only time they actually contact you is when they're feeling down and they want to offload. But again, we're all here for our purpose, and but if it is feeling unhealthy for you, then it's important to make some changes, because it's a huge burden to carry other people's emotional baggage, and it isn't appropriate. So don't be afraid to let go and move on, and reassure yourself that by letting go of friendships, you're making room for new friendships, new experiences, and that is the way we evolve, so that we grow from our increase in knowledge or wisdom or experiences. And yeah, like I say, let go of old friendships with grace and with dignity, without falling out with them. Okay, well, I'll leave it there, and if you want to get in touch and would like some assistance, please do feel free to get in touch. All right, thank you, bye.